Disclaimer: my intention is not to refute anything Jesus said, nor make any money from these videos, or edit, add, or take away from any scriptures. But rather my intention is to preach the gospel and share any genuine light I may have. Please judge righteously and keep what is good. And remember, please give God the glory, not men. His is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thy will be done, thine kingdom come. It's all about God and seeking His will. Isaiah 5. I will sing for the one I love, a song about his vineyard. My loved one had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. He dug it up and cleared it of stones and planted it with the choicest vines. He built a watchtower in it, cut out a winepress as well. Then he looked for a crop of good grapes, but it yielded only bad fruit. Imagine if you were a boss of that great vineyard. You give specific order on how to do things, but then the workers run off to do their own things instead, which results in total chaos. This picture is quite accurate of that of almost any church nowadays, just like it was of the Jews. Why is God's will important? Well, Jesus said that the one who does God's will be saved. God's will, in essence, is love, and I believe that performing that godly love is to obey Jesus Christ. Everything He taught is how to truly love God and others. Do you now figure how love really is the way to heaven? If God's will is love, and if the person who does God's will gets saved. Now, I don't want to bash on the churches too much, as there is a lot of good in them also, like helping the poor and needy. I myself oftentimes ask help from some churches, for example to do laundry or maybe get a cup of coffee or so. The bad side of it is that oftentimes they advertise the alms they give, which is hypocrisy. However, the problem is that the churches have created so many man-made teachings and are living them out instead of what Jesus said, and still they classify themselves as Christians. When confronted with the teachings of Jesus, they call us heretics or quote-unquote cults. Do you see a recurring pattern that is almost exactly how the Pharisees behaved towards Jesus? They have at worst become old bottles, unable to accept anything Jesus taught. The original plan was to make the Jewish people into a holy nation, which was supposed to be a role model to all other nations and lead them to the Creator Himself also. The plan didn't work because we humans are so bad. Something as good as God's original instruction set for His kingdom, the law of Moses, was twisted into hypocrisy and self-righteousness. But now we have Jesus, God's ultimate revelation to all mankind. All of Jesus' teachings are superior to anything, and are the new instruction set of God's kingdom. This kingdom is a spiritual one, a new Israel that is not dependent on any physical qualities, but instead it's a spiritual one. A new, and this time working spiritual holy nation. A new, much superior vineyard that produces infinite amount of good fruit, pleasing to God. What is sin then? Sin is something that is contrary to God's will, and it displeases Him to the worst point of Him throwing a person out of His presence. Hell is a place that lacks any presence of God like love, peace, light, and all the good feelings. It's a constant nightmare of pain and death, where a person suffers to death all over again and again in the fire and tortured by the fallen angels. Do you now understand why Jesus said it's better to lose body parts than to sin? Jesus is the way, truth, and life. Obeying Jesus is how we get into heaven. Because if you have works, you have faith. But if you have faith without works, it's dead. Any teaching that doesn't correspond to the teachings of Jesus should be rejected, and Jesus is the only one who can let anyone into heaven. Notice, however, that Jesus has the freedom to save anyone He wants, because He is the Son of God. We have no say over anyone. And as Jesus said, do not judge. I believe what He meant is, we people, we don't have room to judge who goes to wherever, heaven or hell. It's not up to us, it's up to Jesus. It's up to Jesus on our part and everyone's part. I believe people who have shown great love like the Good Samaritan and Gandhi are in heaven. Heaven is a place where you will have God's fullest presence in. That statement is enough to tell you that it's a place you don't want to miss out. It's the paradise of paradises. I say fullest presence because none of us created can withstand His full presence. We would burn like a dry stick due to His pure holiness and power. Please share this message about the teachings of Jesus with as many people as possible. You can also like the video and create a public playlist to share further, and please do. My email address is found on the screen. If you feel inclined to link up and follow Jesus together in love, truth and unity, then please do contact me. Thank you.